Hello everyone. Today we're doing our second video on our program on personal development. We looked at the first topic, which is our origins. And on our second video, we are looking at identity. On our first video, we spoke about origins, and we said that it is important for us to know where we are coming from in order for us to understand whether where we are going to, we have arrived, or we are still on the right direction towards our destination. And so once we have understood where we are coming from, once we have understood our origins, the second most important thing is that we must know our identity. Who are we? Identity, when we identify things, we distinguish them from a group of other things. With identity, we get better knowledge of use and the performance of anything that is being identified. Identity introduces expectations. When a person is identified as male, we already assume that there are some characteristics to do with the masculinity that must be associated with this individual who is being introduced as male. As human beings, we live organized lives. We live under regularized environments. It is a legal requirement that everyone has an officially recognized form of identification. We belong to families. Our families have names. We belong to communities that are renowned for one thing or another. Most of the things that define life are identified either by their use, or they are identified by their appearance, or they are identified by their form. Identity forms an integral part of existence. You see, trees are known by the fruits that they bear. But trees have other uses. If we are going to use an orange tree as a firewood, it does not change from being an orange tree into something else because we are now using it as a firewood. Now, the time of the day is identified by its state of being. Daytime is better understood when we mention light, which is produced by the sun that shines during the day. Now, if there is a reason for you to sleep during the day, it will not change daytime into nighttime because your circumstances require that you indulge in nighttime activity. Now, when you talk about identity, there are three principles of identity that I want us to take note of. The first principle of identity is that my identity goes with my personal name. My name sets me apart from other people. My parents, who have the natural right to give me a name, they express their desire of the life that I must live through the name that they give me. My name, I am named after the chief of an area where my family once lived. I believe my parents wanted me to have the wisdom of a chief. My son's name is in my native language. It's loosely translated into English to mean be thankful. I named him thus as my gratitude to God, who is the life giver. Before he was born, we had several miscarriages. He was born a premature baby, and after strong medical advice to give up on him. You know, because of the challenges that we were facing every time when we were pregnant, doctors told us that they could not feel the heartbeat of our son. We were stubborn to keep him on, and when he was born, we were so happy that we had to name him Be Thankful. So his birth was a miracle deserving a hymn of praise to the life giver. I expect him to grow up and live a life worth the miracle testified by his birth. If you know the meaning of your name, if you know the circumstances that led to your being given the specific name that you have, fight to live out its meaning. Fight to be the unique identity that makes you to be you. The second principle that comes with identity is that we have group names. We have things that we identify as a group. I choose to look at the family name with this presentation. We all have family names that identify our families. Our family names have a meaning. Depending on your culture, some family names are named after other creations. Your family name could be after a tree, it could be after an animal. In Africa, there are even clan names that are derived from accolades that your family achieved once upon a time. Some of these accolades or totems are preferred to the actual family name. Your family name could be something else. You prefer to call yourself by this a totem. There are some family names that had to be adopted because of historic reasons, where the name does not have a specific meaning. When your family name is one such that it has no meaning, there is history behind that name. What is the history behind the name? That history identifies you. It links you with your forefathers. There is a legacy, recognized or not, that all family names are identified with. The third and final principle of names that I want us to look at is the brand. Your name is your brand. Our identity is like a brand. Our experiences, our beliefs, our worldview, our principles, and our values all form part of our identity. We are known for the things that we stand for and the things that we believe in. If you are not sure of who you are, you will struggle to know what you stand for. There are some things that may seem so right. There are some things that people around you may feel strongly about. But if those things do not form part of who you are, it doesn't feel natural to easily accept them. Our brand does not only allow us to give into the fate to determine who we are, our brand does not allow us to give into circumstances to shape our destiny. If we have a history of being warriors, let us not take the easy road and betray our brand. If we have a history of being leaders, let us fight to lead even if the environment is not conducive. Our brand, which is determined by competences that are natural in us, flows within our blood. When we build the future nation, when we train our children on life expectations, we can only teach them what we know as families, as communities. There is no father who tells their child to grow up and see what the world has to offer. A father must train their child to develop and nurture natural competencies that the child possesses. Personal development is an ongoing program that begins from childhood. In our personal development program at Alef Innovations, we have various exercises that we will take you through, which are aimed at helping you appreciate your identity. The exercises will help you position yourself within the expectations of your parents, your immediate family, your community. It is this positioning that determines your success trajectory. I remain my father's child despite the environment that I find myself in. Join our program. Let's help you through your identity, through your brand, to identify your space, to get into a trajectory that leads you to your success, to do those things that you feel naturally gifted in.